The education landscape is constantly evolving. Staying ahead of the trends is essential. Welcome to EdBuzz LA County, where we explore groundbreaking initiatives, inspiring stories, and innovative practices shaping the future of learning here in Southern California. In November 2022, California voters overwhelmingly supported Prop 28, passing it by a wide margin. The initiative is expected to bring in nearly $1 billion a year to help California schools fund arts and music programs. I'm Elizabeth Grasswich, Executive Director of Public Affairs and Communications, and I'm joined now by Jeannine Flores, LACO's Arts and STEAM Coordinator, to talk about how schools can make the most of this exciting opportunity. Welcome, Jeannine.
Thank you, Elizabeth.
So let's get started with giving a little bit of an overview of Prop 28. What is it and why is it important to our schools?
Gladly. Prop 28 takes 1% of California's budget and earmarks it for hiring arts and music teachers. 80% of the funds actually has to go to hire classified or certificated staff to support arts and music in the classroom. And the other 20% is going to be for partnerships, professional development, or supplies, and 1% of that could be for administrative costs. So since the 1970s, the arts have kind of been on the chopping block because the funding was eliminated with Prop 13 and the property taxes that passed in the 70s. So this is like one step back towards funding the arts in our schools.
So we know that the arts do a lot for students, and we talk a lot about social emotional learning today. Tell us a little bit about why the arts are so important for our students to have access to.
Well, the arts are important with the social emotional learning because it helps the students identify their emotions and express emotions, because sometimes we don't know what we're feeling or how to express it, and that's very frustrating. So that is one aspect that a lot of people do. And then the other one is their future career. We don't know what our future is going to look like. We don't know what our future employees are going to need, but we do know that communication is essential, critical thinking, being persistent and sticking with a problem. These are the skills that are going to be so valuable in their career, and in the World Economic Forum, it's one of our top skills that we need for the future of jobs. And then lastly, I would say being culturally relevant, understanding who I am and how I relate into this world and deal with other humans in interacting with people.
So the arts cover like a wide range of things. What kind of programs can this funding be used for? Are there restrictions? What should people expect to see?
Yeah. Well, Prop 28 defines it as visual arts, media arts, dance, music, and theater. We also can include computer programming in that, or coding, graphic design, film, video production, photography. There's so many ways. Media arts is definitely a new content area here in California. It's in our 2019 California Art Standards. So that's a new avenue, and our students are already making things for social media using video and audio. So it would be great to see students understanding how to do that authentically and know the standards by it and share their voice with the world. So there's lots of different categories. It's not just having more band and music. We say arts and music, but it's all encompassing of all those 5 arts disciplines. It's not just visual arts and music.
And for our district listeners, how can they access this funding? Is there anything they need to know about rolling out these programs?
The funding is coming next month. As of today's videotaping, February's principal apportionment is when the money will be coming for the 23-24 school year. So it's already in the bank practically, and we will have 3 years to spend this first set of funds, but it's going to be coming every year, ongoing. This isn't like a one-time grant like we've had in the past. This is ongoing funding, 1% of the state budget.
One of the things that the funding can be used for, as you know, is to hire teachers. However, in California, as across the nation, we do have a teacher shortage. So how can this funding be used to address that shortage and make sure that we are able to hire the teachers that we need in this area?
The estimates of the number of arts and music teachers need, I've heard anywhere from 8,000 to 15,000 statewide. Wow. So this is quite a big need that we're going to have. It's really exciting. We've had some conversations statewide with other organizations. LACO's been involved with the California County Superintendents, Create California, and other regional organizations to discuss this teacher pipeline issue. So a couple things that have been happening is that we've developed some documents just to guide people, like how do I get a credential? I'm an artist, I want to have a credential. So showing them those different pathways. Also having conversation with the California Teaching Credential Commission about can we streamline some of this, as well as maybe getting a supplemental credential if I'm a multiple subject teacher. I can get a supplemental authorization and simplifying that process. So spreading awareness around the different teacher pipeline. Cal State Northridge offers a dance credential. Theater and dance are our newest credentials. They were approved. In the past, dance was a PE credential and theater was an English credential. So now it's its own credential, and that's a very young program. But we have those available online as well as in person. And then LACO, we've begun conversations with our beginning teacher credentialing programs as well as career technical education.
And while we offer, specialized for our 80, certainly anyone across the state looking to find out information can access those resources.
Yeah, and they have me too. So I think I answer about 2 questions a day at least, minimum, on Prop 28, answering questions and emails from our district leaders trying to figure out how they're going to move forward.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So, one of the things I know districts love to hear about is what other districts are doing. And so what are some shining examples of what you're seeing in terms of, what's going on in LA County with the arts and the music programs?
Yeah, I call them our gold star districts, right? I want to give them a shiny gold star.
Like that.
And like San Gabriel Unified, Long Beach Unified, Culver City Unified. They have some strategic arts plans already in place. They have a visual and performing arts coordinator already in place, so they're able to move forward a little bit faster than maybe a district that doesn't have a plan of action already, hasn't convened the community together to get input. So they're doing a really good job. They've communicated with their school board, they've communicated with their community, they've offered jobs online. They've already posted their jobs on EdJoin and such. So they've already taken first steps and have an idea of how they're going to use the funding. So those are our shiny stars.
Nice. And this is a huge investment. We're really happy about it. How do you think this investment will shape the future of arts programs in our schools in California?
My hope is that there will be more art and more music on the campuses. You will walk into a classroom and you see art in English, you see art in math, you see art in social studies. It's just a way of being, and that the students can express themselves not just through writing, but they can express themselves through their voice and through the movement and through something they've created.
It's awesome. Integrated and supporting students and really the school community in so many different ways. I want to thank Jeannine Flores for sharing her insight on Prop 28. To learn more about art funding opportunities, head to our website, laco.edu. That's lacoe.edu. I'm Elizabeth Graswich. See you next time on EdBuzz.